This is my redemption story. The video you're about to watch is possibly the hardest karting challenge I've had yet. We went through a roller coaster of emotions, and even now, I still can't believe how it ended.
You can't write this, man. You can't make this shit up.
Last year, I was invited to the Kart Race of Champions for the first time. Over 100 drivers from around the world competing in a heat-style shootout to find out who is the champion of champions. And sure enough, it wasn't me. From making enemies on track to getting sent to the stewards.
Can we have Cameron Dias, the race control, please? Cameron, start 8.
Trouble. Apparently, yeah.
And finishing near dead last, may I add. It really was a day to forget. Honestly, I got my ass whooped so bad that I wasn't even sure I'd be invited back this year. But by some miracle, I've been given a second chance, and I'm not gonna let you guys down this time. On top of that, I've been challenged by these YouTubers that if I make it into the top split A final race at the end of the day, then they'll sign me to their exclusive endurance racing kart team that actually won the Buckmore 24-hour earlier this year. Whew, no pressure. But as impossible as that may seem, I have a plan. This year, I've come up with 3 new pre-race preparation strategies. So let's start with weight. Just like any professional level race, every driver must meet a weight minimum for fairness. Now, you can either be in the lightweight or the heavyweight class, and once again, I'm in the lightweight class. Now last year, I wasn't aware of the whole weight minimum thing, so I had to haphazardly strap together some lead to meet the 80 kilogram minimum, which actually worked quite well. That is until later, I decided to add a heavy rubber seat insert for comfort, and I forgot to account for the additional weight. So long story short, I've ditched the seat insert and instead bought a carbon fiber rib protector for comfort. And I precisely measured the amount of lead I need to carry to account for sweat loss during the race, so I should be much closer to that 80 kilo target. Secondly, on the list of preparations is that I actually practiced this time. Whoa, mind blown. I came a day early to refamiliarize myself with this fast and flowing Buckmore Park. Last year, I hadn't even been here before hopping straight into Quali, which was a huge mistake. Ideally, I would have liked to have had more than the 1 hour of practice I got on Saturday this time, but it seemed to do the trick because I was not far off some of the drivers who I remember being really quick last year. That brings us to the third and final preparation, which was that I spent the last year stripping down my driving back to the basics. I spent countless months reanalyzing my driving to the most fundamental levels in order to create my online rental karting course, the Karting Handbook, which you guys have been absolutely eating up. As someone who went directly from rental karts to cars, I know that this is one of the most effective and affordable platforms to hone your driving skills, but there's been a severe lack of training resources available. Even making this course has leveled up my driving in ways I didn't think possible, and I know you're about to see what I mean in a minute, but I know it will have the same effect for you guys too, so be sure to use code KROC24 for a special discount active for the next 30 days. Shameless plug aside, the proof is really in the pudding, so let's see if I can put my money where my mouth is in qualifying.
All right. Quali time.
So qualifying is going to set the tone for the rest of the day. Our quali position will determine our position for race 1, and then race 2 and 3 will be determined by random grid order. The collective points scored in all 3 races will determine which split we make it to at the end of the day in the finals. Remember, the goal is to make it into the top split A final so that we can earn our way into the Buckmore 24-hour next year. Now, right off the bat, I was in way more of a rhythm than last year. Having practiced yesterday and had a full night's sleep to digest everything, I spent a whole lot less brain energy learning and instead putting that effort towards precision. And in the end, I qualified P4 for my first heat race.
Oh, wow. All right, looks like we qualified P4 with a 50.0. So 2/10 faster than yesterday. Actually, off the guy who was quickest in yesterday's session, he did about the same time. So we've definitely made up some ground since yesterday. A sleep always helps, doesn't it?
Considering I qualified 16th last year, I was pretty happy with P4. To be honest, qualifying is one thing, but racing wheel to wheel with fast drivers is a different ballgame. Last year, even when I had pace, I fell backwards, so I'm hoping my racecraft will be up to scratch this time. Well, there's only one way to find out.
Oh god, that was a bad start. Luckily, I'm not the only one who had a bad start. Gonna go defensive. try and pull a gap for this group behind, and then I can start picking these guys off in front of me if I have the pace. Oh, try not to make big mistakes though. Consistency is key in these races because everyone's so close. Alright, let's get some work done. This guy's struggling a little bit. I'm gonna try and tow him a little bit. So it's a little bit of a bump. Up into P3. Let's go! These guys are fighting too, this is perfect.
The race was off to a great start. We were actually fighting for a podium position in our first race of the day, something I would have never dreamed of last year. But with front tires that are already really sensitive to overheating, the question then became, do I push more to try and go for the win, or do I save tires to hold on to the podium? Well, considering my pace seemed really strong, I decided to try and go all the way.
I definitely don't want to force a move and lose more positions. Quite happy with this. We got a long day. We need to score points. But if I see an opportunity, I'm going for it. Also don't want to leave P4. I don't want to give any chances to the guy behind too, so.
I was all over the number 5. Clearly I had the pace to win this race, but at the expense of pushing really hard on my tires.
Had a little luck. Got a big toe here. He's running out of slipstream now. Gonna start losing that time now if we start battling.
Reese Kello still leads ahead of Andy Hughes. Here comes Cameron Das on the inside out of the hairpin section. Side by side into the SEs. He's going to go through into P2, is he? No, he's not.
All right, in the clutches of P4 now.
All this fighting was generating more front tire temperature, more brake temperature, and it was putting me in the clutches of the karts behind.
The section I was previously really good in is not looking great. All right, I'll work with this guy for a bit. He was slow in the beginning. It seems like he picked up the pace. Now I got someone right on my ass. Hey, this is what I get for being nice guy.
Chip win up. He's going for the inside here.
Ah, stupid. Really stupid. I've got the pace, but I'm just giving it up now.
Rather than getting frustrated and making even more mistakes, I went into damage control mode.
Ah, stupid. All right, I gotta have head down. Put my head down and let's just refocus. Damage control. It's only race 1.
Although this is a sprint racing event, the format dictates that I must score as many points as possible in our first 3 heats because the races get progressively more important throughout the day. So it's really like doing an entire season of a championship, but in one single day. I'll explain how all that works in more detail later, but the point is, now was not the time to do anything brash.
I just did. Oh man, okay. Was that P6 or P3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah. Still a lot better than last year. Don't get me wrong. I should be happy with that, but I don't know, with the amount of mistakes I made there, like, I don't know if I can be happy with that. All right, we reset. All the races now up until the final are going to be random grid order, so it's going to be a fight and a half. If you thought this was good, wait till you see the next races.
Whew, that was tough. I mean, we were up there. I had the pace to probably be in 2. Probably should have gone for a somewhat sketchy lunge on him, but yeah, I mean, lessons learned. I ended up being a little too friendly, and I let someone by, thinking, okay, they said, let's work together. But then they ended up being a bit too slow, let someone catch up to me. It was just a mess. Like, basically, it's my fault, really, because I started making mistakes halfway through the race. The only thing is it's getting much hotter outside now. And that's going to mean that our fronts are going to probably overheat, so we'll have to do some tire management through the race. Random grid order, though. I'm starting, I think, like 10th or something, maybe 11th. So it's kind of a different vibe. I just got to send it. So see you on the track.
Okay, race 2. Starting 10th because this is now random grid order. So I've got a lot of work to do. Got some quick guys around me. It's real mixed up. Like I see some slower people in front, quick people in front. So treat every driver with respect. And I need to just send it. That's the only option. So let's do this.
Now race 2 is when things all started to go a bit wrong. After this happened in turn 2,
Oh, I'm gonna get freight trained here. Oh no.
I was immediately put on the back foot.
Oh no. It's a nice over-under. I need to get out of this groove. I've got pace, but I'm gonna lose it all if I'm just fighting the whole time.
But then things went from bad to worse when the elbows really started to come out.
Oh, that was a bit naughty. Oh.
So it looked like an optimistic driver a few karts behind created absolute mayhem that put me effectively dead last on track.
This is really bad.
A last place finish puts me so far down in the points, I might not even be able to make it mathematically to the A final top split race. And then I can kiss the Buckmore 24-hour seat goodbye. But if I've ever learned anything from car racing championships I've won in the past, it's that you never ever give up, because every point matters in the end. So it was time to put my head down and fight for every position I could get my hands on. It was clear that I had the pace to be at the front, but overtaking other drivers meant I was going to have to take everyone by surprise. Admittedly, some of the overtake attempts were on the more desperate side, but that was totally necessary because every single point matters massively right now. And in some of these overtaking situations, I probably would have been the kart to back out last year, but this year, I'm not going to give anything to chance. And importantly, once I've made an overtake, I don't want to defend too much so that I have a chance of catching the pack ahead. The last thing I want to do is outrace myself and fall backwards.
40 seconds to go. It's probably last lap. No mistakes. Oh, that was a big one. Oh, this is the final lap. Jesus Christ. Oh, we gotta give it absolutely everything in Heat 3. That was not good enough. Not good enough.
And if that wasn't enough, I had the scare of my life when I went to the weigh scales.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. That was 800 grams lost. Oh, wait, my lead's still in there, that's why.
Starting on the outside is not fun. I've come to realize, like, you need to just pull over to the inside for turn 1 and for turn 2. Like, even if you lose a place, you need to just get to the inside. Because I got freight trained. I think I was in like 11th, something like that, and then I got T-boned from behind. Like literally, I was like fully almost spun. I mean, you saw it on the video. It's frustrating, but like, it's hard racing, so it's just part of the game. But yeah, I mean, fell all the way back to last. Came back up to 11th with a couple of moves. So, yeah, I'm just disappointed in myself and in the competition, really. But one more heat. I don't know if this puts me out of contention for a final, but I'm just going to give it my everything and not think about it. So, on to heat 3. I try not to be under pressure in any racing situation, but I must say, there's a lot riding on this race. I need to try and win this from 9th.
But before we could even launch off the line, I found out we had a major problem.
I'm in cart number 8, which they have been switching numbers around, so it could not be actually cart number 8. But Johnny just had this cart and said it was absolutely no top end. He was like maybe 6-7 tenths off the pace in the last race. So, man, this is not what I needed right now. Just gonna pretend I don't know that and make the most of it. Only one way. That's forward. Alright, at least I have the inside. Oh yeah, this car doesn't feel good.
The engine was a complete dud. Poor top end and god-awful bottom end. Then couple that with bad exits from defensive driving and you've got a recipe for disaster. Have a look at this clip where I have a better exit and I get bumped along and I still get overtaken by the end of a short straight. Words cannot describe how frustrating that feeling is.
Oh my god! I'm defending like a madman. Oh, I'm getting bumped now. They're not happy. Oh, what the hell? How does that happen?
And as if it couldn't get any worse, this happened.
Now he's just gonna bump me out of the way. What the f? Jesus, he lost 4 positions to that. That's some man.
The racing was getting noticeably more dicey. Maybe it's because I'm at the back of the field, but it really does feel like you're getting bullied when the engine is this bad.
Okay, that's a bit of a send. Oh, this is not good, but we're trying to limit the damage here. See, I'm getting bumped and I bump someone else. It's just like full-on Constantino effect. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, that's my bad. Oh, I'm gonna lose this one for sure. Oh, I'm racing my heart out, man. I'm trying. Oh, man, that was hard. Fuck. Oh. That was me defending for my life. Actually, you know, to be fair, I feel like our top end wasn't horrible, but our bottom end was what was really killing us. We just couldn't get exits. And then once you defend as well, then you really can't get exits. Man, I don't know where that puts us. I don't know if that, I don't think we're gonna make the A main with that. I think we'll be lucky if we get the B main after that. Oh, not what I wanted. But it's not over.
How washed am I now?
There was no bottom end, man. I was defending for my life.
No top end, no bottom end, the whole thing.
The top end was
probably better when you're
mediocre,
lightweight.
but the bottom end.
What about the brakes as well?
The brake, I was thinking rears like crazy. I thought it was just me.
What did I say? Bro,
I thought it was just temperature or
I
something.
just spoke to Yusuf as well, who had the car before me.
Yeah.
He said brakes and brakes and
That makes you
engine.
feel so much
You
better.
had brakes and engine, I had brakes and engine.
Everyone down the straight was bump drop because you had high speed.
Also, Candace washed. Absolutely washed. Can't use brakes.
No.
Can't use momentum.
I can't use engine.
It's crap.
Yeah,
Like genuinely. it's
Same
crap.
as you though.
Yeah, Johnny Brighton
From back-to-back wins to like playing for last place.
Fine,
My guy
bro.
was
Yeah.
terrible.
Part
Should we
of the
just
game.
go home?
We're a bunch of washed
Should we
up.
just go home?
You didn't even get
Yeah.
invited. You didn't even get invited. You're washed. You're washed. I'm washed.
I didn't get the opportunity to be washed.
It's tough.
And if Johnny's comments weren't enough to convince you that Kart 8 was a bag of rocks, maybe this will.
He just said, I'm out of here.
So maybe it wasn't just me, and it wasn't just Johnny. That guy was a half a second slower than I was.
And Cameron was only 3/10 slower than I was.
I was slower than Johnny. I will give you that.
Imagine for the content, you get Kart 8 again.
Bro, I think I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah, honestly,
it's honestly not worth it.
YouTuber storms out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
All right.
coming.
Well, at least we're in the B final, so I'll see you there.
So after the poor results of Heat 2 and 3, my collective points were only good enough to put me in P16 in the B final. Now last year, I only made it to the back of C final, so I guess it's an improvement, but I still wasn't happy about it. Aldous and Johnny said I needed to make A final if I want that seat in the Buckmore 24-hour next year. So I failed my mission. Or at least that's what I thought until I was informed that the top 2 finishers of the B final will get to compete in the A final. So as the saying goes, it ain't over till it's over. But then as soon as there was the faintest glimmer of hope, an old friend reared its ugly head again.
All right, so about to head out for the B final, starting 16th. And unfortunately, right now, I think we're just I'm gonna get the kart basically in the order it finishes from the previous final. And right now, it's kart 8 in P16. I can't, like, it's just pointless. So I'm gonna, if I get assigned kart 18, I'm literally going to ask them. Sorry, if I get kart 8, I will literally ask them to give me another kart, and I will start from pit lane because I will be better off.
But then seemingly as I was ready to throw the towel in and start from pit lane, the unbelievable happened.
Oh my god, I just lucked out. I've got kart 4. I thought I was getting this again. Oh, no thank you, number 8. Oh, I don't have my lead. Oh, I don't have my lead. Rip. Oh, I hope I should be okay. Oh, this is gonna be close on weight.
Now in theory, I should be over the 80 kilogram minimum without the extra kilo of lead. But if by some miracle I finish in the top 2, make the A final, and then get DQ'd for being underweight, I will literally never forgive myself. I guess all I can do is hold in the sweat and pray.
Oh. I did not think we were going. Oh, I'm lucky I was even looking at the right place. Oh yeah, I think we've got some speed. Oh no! Oh! Alright, the brakes feel very sensitive in this car. We've got a good motor. That's pretty much all we need. Yes, another one! Come on, let's go!
The inside. Watch the Cameron Das as well. Looks at the fastest lap on the opening lap. He's in number 4, further back in the order. Been a quiet day for him so far. Yusuf Bin Suhayi has pulled into the pits. The number 8 with a problem.
I was flying through the pack. The only option was to overtake every single kart I came across, and so that's what I did.
Yes, there's another! Yes! Come on! Come on, we need to get to P2! If we want a chance to get in the A final, it's totally on the cards right now.
Cameron Das is now up to 4th ahead of Alex Brazier meanwhile. While we were watching the graphics, so Zach Ben has finally made the move. Das is up with them now. So it's a 3-way battle now for second position. And here comes the American, Cameron Das, the former Euro Formula Open champion. Back up the inside, Glenn Marrison's going for it on the hairpin. Forces his way down the inside, Das is going to try and take both of them. Look at that! Oh, brilliant from Cameron Das, he's through to second. Glenn Marrison, I don't think he knew Cameron Das was there. He was so determined to attack Zach Ben, who'd just gone through into second. He didn't realise Das was behind them and got the cutback past both of them. That's one of the passing moves of the day. Into the hairpin section, there they are, nose to tail. Cameron Das can win this. He's up alongside Chris Ball. Wales against the United States for the lead of this B final. It looks like they're both going to go through. Amazing effort by Cameron Das. Can he gain a 14th place and take the win? Doing everything right here, Cameron Das. He's going for the inside at Carter. Chris Ball's going to have to give him room. They both go out wide. Ball's got the inside for the left-hander. They're coming up towards the checkered flag this time. This could be the finish of the day so far. Here they come, out of Cafe Corner. I think Chris Ball is just about going to hang on. Ball wins it. Das second. They go through to the A final. What a superb drive that was by Cameron Das, but it's Chris Ball who takes the win.
But you pulled off all the moves, you had to still work for it.
I didn't get a good enough exit out of one, and that was my last opportunity.
And then Garda, it only looked close. It didn't look like you really
The last
had
corner?
it. Yeah.
It looked like you got a great run out of the bottom of the hill and into Garda. Did you try and send
I
it?
didn't have a good run. I just sent it. And then
That's why he had you still on the outside of
he had enough. He had enough speed.
But Chris is also good.
Chris is great. He drives European. Funny, 8 final.
Eight finalists.
In probably in part 8 because they're gonna you get last pick of the class.
I swear to God,
you'll
I
be
will
right,
actually
you'll be
give up if I get Kart 8 in the 8
Right,
final.
just
After all that.
The story already writes itself.
It really does.
Like-
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah. Writes itself. You're gassed.
It's safe to say I was on a massive high after the B final. I've earned my seat in the A final and therefore the Buckmore 24-hour against all odds. But being the competitor that I am, I didn't want to just leave it there. After all, we're now in the top split race, so we may as well give it absolutely everything. But of course, there's a bit of a catch. The A final works differently to the other finals for 3 reasons. The first is that the main grid order for the race is determined by a super pole style 1-lap shootout. So in theory, I could still get pole position for this race. But then that's where reason number 2 might get in the way. You see, for this race, each driver can select their kart in order of whoever has the most points from the heat races. And because I finished second in B final, I will get the last pick. Can you guess which kart that might end up being?
Imagine for the content, you get Kart 8 again.
Bro, I think I'm just gonna go home.
Yep, I got kart number 8 again. The story really does write itself. But just like everyone else who's driven kart number 8, I was ready to throw in the towel once again. But then the marshals told me they needed to swap my kart because the front tires on this number 8 kart were showing the cords, meaning they were too dangerous to even drive on.
Oh, I'm getting swapped. I'm getting swapped. Hell yes. This is, you can't write this, man. You can't make this up.
So now I have a mystery kart, which I'll have to learn on my 1 lap of qualifying. Now at this point, all the GoPro files are corrupted, thanks GoPro, so we didn't manage to capture my Super Pole lap. But to be perfectly honest, I didn't think the lap was anything special, nor did the kart even feel above average. But then, as everyone's lap times poured in behind me, no one went faster than my time. We got pole position for the A final, and I couldn't believe it. Maybe it was just down to my tire warm-up strategy, which you can learn all about in the karting handbook, by the way. But honestly, I was in utter disbelief that I was starting this race on pole position. So of course, my goal was to win this race, but really, anywhere in the top 5 gets us a spot on the podium, and I'd be really proud to stand on it. So let's see what we can do in the race.
That first turn they go. Who's got the whole shot? Looks like it is Cameron Das who's just got the lead, but he's banging fairings with Andrew Spencer already. The 2021 champion goes into the lead on the hairpin, side by side for third. Andrew Hughes.
Should have probably anticipated that a bit better, but come on.
Third position, 4th place last year, somebody on the grass. That was Andrew Hughes. He's dropped a couple of spots down the order, side by side with Tom Kemping.
I know these guys are going to have to fight for the win at some point.
Cameron Das looking for an opportunity to attack. He charged through the field in the B final before setting pole in the Super Pole session. It's pretty much a one-shot showdown for each driver. They only got 1 lap to set their pole position time. Cameron Das managed it. So could we have a B final qualifier? Make it to win the Kart Race of Champions title. I don't think that's ever been done before. Sam Mays really attacking here. Andrew Spencer looks behind him. Yes, he's still there. Cameron Das trying to close up. Can he sneak through to take the lead? He's going to become the first American to win the Kart Race of Champions. Again.
This is what I mean. Opportunities are going to start presenting themselves. We just can't lose too much time to the group behind, because a podium would be great, but I'm not losing a podium after all this. Oh yeah, look how quickly they're catching up. I gotta make a move now.
Huge promise has been set up here in 2024. Andy Hughes going for the inside into the hairpin. Has he got second position? He's got second position away from Cameron Das. Now down to the business of going after our race leader Andrew Spencer. Out in front, the 2 Andrews fighting it out. Das in third place, then May and Wedden. gap to Ollie Smith is now over 3 seconds. Andy Hughes dives to the inside at Conway's. But Andrew Spencer moving to cover into the hairpin section. Now he's really attacking it. Up towards hairpin 2. Could he get the inside line away here? It's going to take a late lunge. He's going for it. Not quite. Andrew Spencer holds him up.
Yeah, I know you're looking for it, but you gotta overtake the guy. Getting Sandy behind me. I hope they start fighting. Because these guys, there's going to be an opportunity, but I need to actually be there to capitalize on it. Like this one, potentially.
Now, is Andrew Hughes going to be able to pull away at the wheel of the number 2 kart, or is Andrew Spencer going to fight back for his first Buckmore Kart Race of Champions? Andy Hughes in his first ever Kart Race of Champions event. As is Cameron Das, the American in third. He's not third anymore, he's lost third to Sam May. He could be down to 5th because Linker and Oliver Wetton got through there side by side. Das holds the 4th place. Wetton going great guns up there in 4th position. He finished 14th last year. Cameron Das in 5th position.
It ain't over till it's over, man. Oh, they're fighting. Last lap. Don't want to count my chickens, but we might have a shot. Come on.
P2, he's up to 2nd. Now he's going to go after Andy Hughes. Can Ollie Wetton take the title? What a great late burst by Wetton.
Man, we did everything we could. Well, maybe not. I definitely let some of those by.
Champions winner in the light race for 2024 is Andy Hughes on kart number 2. Wetton gets 2nd, May is 3rd, Spencer 4th.
Oh, P5, man, an A. P5 in the Kart Race of Champions. After one of the worst races of my life last year, I'd say this is a comeback story.
In the end, we came home P5 in the A final, a place I would have only dreamed of being last year.
I'm happy with that. I'm actually I normally am not happy with losing a race from pole, but after everything that's happened today and last year especially, that
you weren't meant to be in that race.
I wasn't meant to be in that race. I really wasn't, but I held on, and 2025 Kart Race of Champions. We'll see.
Taking into account my entire racing career, this really was one of the hardest days I've had at the racetrack yet. Stiff competition, a lot of bad luck, a lot of good luck, but more importantly, I had an absolute blast. I truly feel like I've redeemed myself after such a poor showing last year. But honestly, the work isn't finished. If I get invited to KROC next year, you best believe I'm going for the win.